Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Episode 2, Adelaide Giants Insider Podcast. In this podcast, we'll just be leading up to the ABL season, chatting with some players with some short conversations. Last week, we had Geordie McArdle. This week, another great guest, two-time ABL champion with the Giants, Championship Series MVP with the Giants, modern-day ABL record saves holder, Todd Van Steensel. Todd, welcome.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks for the wrap. Making me
Ah,
sound
beautiful.
cool.
Love
Nice
it.
to
Love
know.
to get it on. So, Todd, would you just be able to give us a bit of insight into sort of what you've been doing in the off season? I see you've been traveling quite a bit. So, yeah, let us know what's been going on.
Yeah, so post ABL season, I was lucky enough to participate with the Baseball United League. So we had a small exhibition series in Dubai, which I was a part of, which was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I mean, Robinson Cano was one of my favorite players growing up, and to be on the same team as him, even if it was for a couple of games, was such a surreal experience. And I mean, the entire thing was just a whole lot of fun. I mean, and they're going to be starting up their league in this November, which I'll be a part of for a little while. So yeah, looking forward to it. Then straight after that Dubai league, I flew to Italy where my partner was. Spent 2 weeks there, and then from after that, we spent 3 months in Mexico, just going through everyday life together, which was a lot of fun. Did a little bit of traveling in between that, and then I got to Adelaide, I think, around June, maybe yeah, June. Got to Adelaide in June, and I've been in Adelaide since.
Yeah, okay. So you've been packed out in the off season doing plenty of things.
Yeah, I've been all over the place, enjoying my off season, as they
Yeah,
would say.
absolutely. Perfect. You mentioned the Baseball United League. You play for the Arabia Wolves. Could you sort of tell us a bit more about that? What's sort of how would you compare that to other leagues you've played in?
It's a very interesting concept to say the least. So guys on my team were from all over the world. I had guys from Germany, guys from South Africa. There was a guy from Uganda, which was really
Yeah.
awesome. So like a lot of amateur players from around the world, as well as guys like Pablo Sandoval, Robinson Cano, Jaya Jurgens were on my team, which he's a current player from Curacao, big leaguer. So they're really trying to. It really is baseball united. They're trying to bring the world together through baseball, and they're doing a pretty good job so far, I believe.
Yeah, great. What a fantastic league that is. Also, you mentioned your partner. Could you sort of explain a bit of that to us? Sort of how did you come to meet her and what does she do?
So it's a pretty fun story to tell. I guess in this day and age, whenever you can say you didn't meet your partner on a dating app, it's always pretty eye-opening. But I was playing baseball in Mexico with my team in Guadalajara, and she's quite a famous volleyball player in Mexico,
Right.
and she's from Guadalajara, so she was invited to throw out the first pitch. And I saw her walk out, and I told the photographer, I was like, "Oh, she's really cute," thinking nothing of it, just like, "Oh, look at this cute woman throwing the first pitch." And then the team photographer told her, it's like, "Oh, a player wants to meet you." So the photographer brings her over, and then my partner Samantha said, "Hi, nice to meet you." And I like in the dugout, I just froze. I was just like looking up at her, and I didn't say anything. And then finally, when I came to it, I said, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. It was a good first pitch." Honestly don't really know what I said, but about a couple of seconds later, she walked off and said, "Okay, nice to meet you. Good luck tonight." And then everyone in the dugout was like, "What the hell was that?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know what happened." So after a little while, my teammates convinced me to message her on Instagram, send her a message, and we've been together ever since. It'll be 4 years in August now that we've been together.
So it sounds like you owe that photographer.
I do. I say when we get married, she'll get an invite to the wedding.
Fantastic. Yeah, yeah. Just you mentioned that you've been in SA since about June. Um, have you sort of moved here like full time on a permanent basis, or what's that look like?
I would say I unofficially moved here. I got really lucky a few years ago with a great host family, and they welcome me back every year. They to the point where I just leave stuff at their house and take the house key with me whenever I travel the world. So they've been great. They're pretty much the main reason I've been able to do what I do in Adelaide now. So I now work with Baseball SA in the high performance program, and yeah, it's kind of I'd say I've unofficially moved to Adelaide. I mean, I have a soft spot for the Adelaide Crows now,
Oh, that's good
despite
to
being
hear.
despite being a Swans fan growing up. So yeah, I'm unofficially a South Australian, I'd say.
A good time to jump on the Crows as well. They look like they might be the real deal this year, but
Yeah, it looks like it.
we won't get into that yet. Speaking of you working for Baseball SA at the High Performance Centre, we've seen you at Mitch Evans signing with the Detroit Tigers. Is that something you're doing more often? Are you working with some of the local upcoming South Aussie pitchers?
Yeah, so I'm actually at the field right now. The practice for the high performance kids starts in about an hour.
Yep.
So I'm here 5 days a week throughout the evening working with kids aged 14 to 18 right now. And we're just kind of getting ready for the next step in their progression in their development in baseball.
How did you sort of get into that role? Is it something you've wanted to do? Have you always wanted to work with the youth and sort of develop them, or it's just happened?
I mean, you always want to give back as a baseball player, and I'll do anything but get a real job. So being at a baseball field every day doesn't seem like work to me. But once again, through my host family there, their daughter kind of said, "Hey, there's jobs opening up in baseball SA. Would you be interested in coaching?" And I was like, anything to get me at a baseball field, I'll do. So around this time last year is when I kind of made the move to SA to help with the high performance programs.
Yeah, awesome. We've just seen today the ABL and the clubs have released their home series schedules. The Giants made a nice video with yourself in it. Could you tell us a bit about that? Was that fun going to the fans' houses and sort of making a funny video?
Yeah, Eric came to me. He's like, "Do you have any ideas?" And I was like, "Well, the NFL always come up with something funny for their schedule and ours. Is like, let's try and do something." So the idea got thrown around, like, let's go to members' houses and use them to help us announce a schedule. So we sat down together one afternoon, came with a few ideas, and that's what we ended up coming up with. And thankfully, the members were very willing to partake in our shenanigans, and I think the video turned out pretty fun.
Oh, I think it's quite funny. So, if you haven't seen the video, check out Giant's social media pages. It's on there. It's quite a good watch. Just to sort of wrap things up, Todd, I'll just speak to you about the World Baseball Classic. Obviously, it's coming up next year. We spoke to Geordie about that last week. Um, particular Potentially last World Baseball Classic, there was a big moment for yourself, striking out possibly the greatest of all time, Shohei Ohtani. Can you talk to us about that at bat and just where your head was?
Yeah, so I could probably take it back way before that singular moment. So when we found out we had Japan in our pool, I was like, man, it'll be so cool to pitch against Ohtani because as a baseball fan, it's hard not to marvel at the things he does. But I was like, I'll realistically, if I come in to face Ohtani, I'll get pulled out of the game. They'll bring in a lefty, so the chance will never come. But when they told me to get ready for the next inning, I looked at the lineup on the board and I was like, oh, damn, Ohtani's next. Like, I'm going to face Ohtani first up. So didn't worry about that. Just got ready the same way I normally would. And I didn't really have like any kind of fanboy moment until I stepped on the mound, looked up, and I just like see Ohtani looking back at me like this. And I was like, oh, damn, he's right there. So had to quickly lock it back in and forget who I was pitching against. And people say that I struck him out. I like to say he struck himself out because I'd say it was a pretty lucky moment. But no matter what, when it's all said and done, and he's the greatest of all time, people aren't going to believe that story unless there's video evidence. So it's pretty fun to have in my back pocket
Absolutely.
one day.
And sort of where does that moment rank in your career highlights or even life highlights?
I think as far as a highlight, it would rank in like the very cool kind of category, where like in the big scheme of things, it wasn't that meaningful. We were losing 7-0. It was a sixth inning, off a World Baseball Classic game. So it's very cool. But as far as like meaningful moments, like nothing really beats that strikeout to win the first ABL championship.
Yep.
Like if I ever need like a quick dopamine hit, I'll go back and watch that video of that strikeout, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Pumps you up.
pumps me up, and
Yeah, awesome.
it's always fun to look back in that moment and everything I felt and reliving that constantly. It's a lot of fun, that one.
Yeah, great. Well, that about wraps it up. It's pretty much all I've got for you. So thank you for your time.
No worries, appreciate it.
And thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit up Giants social media. This podcast is on Spotify and it's on YouTube. Just search up Adelaide Giants Insider, and we'll be bringing you a new episode soon. Thank you.